Show, we got brother Willie in the show, and I'm gonna ask him a few questions about the topic I'm covering today. But before I go to the main question, you said your name is Willie, right? And Willie is a European name. You agree with me, right? Do you think it is a right for Africans to keep having slavery and colonialism name when we are supposedly free? Because we all know that Europeans don't have our names, right? And we still have their name because of the legacy of slavery and colonialism, right? And the fact that we have their names automatically makes them feel like above us and make our mind feel like we're less than them. Do you think it is normal that now that we are supposed to be free or supposedly free to keep having colonial names or slave names like Europeans always wanted during the time of oppression? Is it normal for us to keep having their names when we are supposed to have our names and use them? Because when we don't use our names, they die, right? So is it normal for us to keep having their names when we're supposed to have our names?
But I think, you know, in this time, we have to live together, like white, black, all of the people in the world. It's better to be together. Me, I think to keep a name, even a white people can have a name from black to have a name from white. The problem is not the name. The problem is the mind, what are behind that name.
So, but what was the purpose of European to impose us their names when we had our own names? Imagine you go to a place, you go to Japan, you find Japanese with their own name. Then you say, no, you must give them your African name or your European name. Is that normal? What was the purpose for them to do it? Because you cannot just say we must look beyond name. We have to be one people. Why don't they have our names? We all know that they don't have our names. And we all know that we have their names because they were imposing and forcing those names on us as a way to dominate us, to disconnect us with self. What was the purpose? Is it right that we let our name die? Did God, for those who believe in God, create African names so that we don't use them?
About that question, I think we have don't to be in only one side. We have to get the good side of white people and the bad side also. They did good for us, and
my brother, the question is simple. Is it normal for us to have their names when they don't have our names? Do you think it's normal for you to have a European name when no European have our names?
No.
And that is the legacy of colonialism. Do you understand that if we don't use our names, they die? We're not talking about which good they did, which bad they did. We're talking about
I don't know if white people impose it has to get their name. I don't know.
We all know that we have their names because they were imposing and forcing those names on us as a way to dominate us, to disconnect us with self. What was the purpose? Is it right that we let our name die? Did God, for those who believe in God, create African names so that we don't use them?
About that question, I think we have don't to be in only one side. We have to get the good side of white people and the bad side also. They did good for us.
You don't know about that?
Yeah.
But have you seen them with
it was.
But have you seen them with African names?
If it was like an obligation to get that name, I don't know.
Okay, now do you see them with African names?
The white people?
Yeah.
I never see.
They don't have. So why should we have their names when they don't have our names? You don't know if they imposed. You know that slavery was there. You know that colonization was there. And you know that slavery was when they use us as slave. It means for them, they can't use the name of the victim to identify them. They have to impose him a name. So during slavery, they were imposing slaves' names on the time, and that's the legacy. Even if you don't know that, they were imposing those names. So how come all of us, almost all of us, have the names and none of them have our names? And you see nothing wrong with it, and you're still finding reason to protect the fact that we have their names and they don't have our name. It's clear that it's not right. It's clear that it's not right. We are not animals.
No, if you want to get my point, because
your point.
I think like you want to let me just follow. What
no,
you
have to follow logic. And logic says they don't.
No, your problem is you want to hear my point.
Okay, yeah, but
I can be.
No, your point. We are protecting Africa. We are trying to correct wrong.
Not rudely.
No, we are trying to correct wrong that we are faced with. We are trying to correct the criminal domination we face on all sense, because a people can never make progress under domination or substantial progress. So we are trying to correct what is wrong. Now we're doing this interview to correct. Obviously we rely on logic and truth, and then obviously when something is wrong we have to reject it. So you are trying to make a case for us keeping colonial and slavery names when these people don't have our names. That is not logical, it's not truthful, it's not right that they don't have our names. How do they feel when we have their names and they don't have our names? How do we feel when we have their names and they don't have our names?
We have to progress step by step, not to go rudely.
Now,
I think.
Okay, yeah, you can finish your point.
Not to go rudely. If you think that now, it's not good for us to still keeping the name from white people, I think you have to get time to explain to the people what is bad to get those names. Don't start by think like it was an obligation we have, because now even you, if you still have that name in your mind, I don't think that you still keeping the mind like you are a slave of somebody. I don't think so.
Okay,
but you know that the white people was like I can say like at the old time, white people was like a god for a black people. He came to show us even the clothes, the barb, everything. I think we are progressing.
Where do you get that information from?
I know our ancestors, they didn't know.
I'm saying, where do you get that information from? You are not born back then, right? Where do you get that information from?
Where do you get the information that name it was imposition to us?
I got information from European sources themselves, right? and I got that information from investigating myself,
Yeah,
right?
even me.
And I got that information from all the time. Now, for your information, European.
Because you don't. I don't know if you think that for the old age, huh? You can listen to me. For the old age, I don't know if you.
Do you know what is slavery?
Wait,
do you?
Wait.
Do you know what is? You made your point. I listened to you when you made your point about the old time when we were like
white and black people was.
I said you made your point about when you said that they were like gods. You made your point. I heard you, right?
Yeah.
I gave you time to make your point about that. But now you don't want me to make my point about the fact that have you heard about slavery? Have you heard about slavery that Europeans did on Africans?
I know everything about
now,
that.
do you know what is slavery?
I know that.
Now, slavery is when criminals, right, forcefully take you against your will and force you into slavery. That means they use you to do everything for them for free, right? And that is basically a devilish way.
Actually, we can't talk about slavery because there's no black people now who are slaves or white people now.
No, you
can't accept
you,
that.
You said
I don't know if your mind you think that.
No, but you spoke about back then when the pink man was like God to us.
Yeah,
you spoke about that.
It's the old age.
I'm saying,
now.
I'm talking about the old age because our current present is linked to our past. Do you know why we speak English, French, and Portuguese?
Yeah.
We didn't start speaking it today. Our forefathers started to speak those languages when the European brought slavery. That's when it started. It means we are doing what happens back then. It means our current present is linked to our past. Just like you said positive about Europe, positive things about European back then. Now, you said positive. That's why you justifying us having their names. You try to say that they were doing good in the past. No. But I'm trying to.
Maybe you can.
I'm trying to make my point, which show that.
You don't understand me.
I'm trying to make my point, which explain that these people have been only oppressive to us. They brought nothing positive to us but pain and destruction.
I'm not sharing that point.
You don't sharing that point because
wait, sorry. You can't say they didn't get something positive to us. No, if you said that, you are wrong.
No, you are the one.
All things what we have here, I can say all of this, even the house.
Now,
they are from white people.
No,
if you
okay,
say
can I answer?
Sorry. If you say,
can I answer you on those houses?
No,
who built those houses? Who built those houses?
I said,
which labor? Tell me. Which labor?
They show us to build.
I'm saying my question is which labor?
They show us to build.
Okay. Now answer the question.
Yeah.
Which labor built the houses? Tell me. Which labor built the houses? It's African labor, right?
The white people.
Do you agree that it's African labor?
Show us.
I'm saying.
Even this.
Can I finish?
Sorry, even this.
I'm saying.
Even these things.
Okay, now
white people.
I'm saying
if you say they didn't do it.
I'm saying you are lying. I'm saying you are lying. I'm saying you are lying. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
Okay. Do you know Japanese?
I know Japanese.
Are they white people?
You are not Japanese.
I'm saying are they white people?
No, we have to talk about...
you said everything.
No, I don't know if you know.
You don't know.
Wait.
Listen. Why do you classify Japanese into white people? Why don't you? Why you think?
Let me finish my idea. Your problem is to get my point. After that, if you want,
we are protecting Africa. We do it our own way. We don't do it like you. You do it on the thing. If you are promoting injustice, lies, and manipulation, based on the kind of information you have in your mind, I will oppose it. You lie that this camera is from European. You lie that this camera is from European.
You think like a child.
This camera is not from European. For your information, no. Can I ask a question? Are Japanese
they
European?
are the one who show us to
I'm
do
saying are Japanese
everything.
European?
Huh?
Are Japanese European?
Let me finish. My problem is what?
You can't answer a simple question. Are Japanese European?